And we are live, No Chill Live, episode 135. We back. It's Black History Month. It's Pisces season.
Ooh.
We got Julian here. We got Bryan here. We got Troy here.
In the house.
We ready.
I'm not crazy. I'm a
135.
I know. Pisces season, so we got to start off with one of the greatest Pisces rappers ever, Tyler, the Creator. You know, Troy's also a Pisces. His birthday's right around the corner. Shout out to y'all.
Big shout out, big shout out. Oh my goodness.
Did you guys miss us? You know, make sure you follow and subscribe on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, everything. Because we post all types of content every day, all day. So you won't miss a thing. We got you covered, but there's been a ton that we missed out on because we weren't live last week.
I know we weren't live. We had Valentine's Day last week. Duke Graham, what's up, man? What's up? Thanks for joining us, pops. Yeah, it was a nice celebration of love last week.
Celebration of love.
Shout out to my parents again. 55 years married, 55 going strong, 55 on their way to 1 million.
Damn, 55. I still can't believe it.
Listen, man, I can hardly imagine being 55 years old, let alone married for 55 years. It's a feat. It's a feat. But shout out to all the lovers out there, everybody who had a good time celebrating Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And you know, we're more than halfway through Black History Month at this point.
I know, man. It goes quick even during leap year, but hey.
It does.
Hey, we're still here. We're still celebrating Black History.
8 days left. 8 days left.
Damn. Do we have anyone to feature this week? Or
listen, I got you right here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So I want to do a quick feature for Gordon Parks. Gordon Parks, now, the name might not be familiar. Don't get it confused with Rosa Parks, but this is a towering figure of 20th century photography. Not only a masterful artist, but also a dedicated advocate for social justice. Born in 1912 in Kansas, amidst poverty and segregation, Parks found his calling in photography after encountering images of migrant workers in a magazine. He was self-taught and he rose to prominence. He won a fellowship. He did all this different stuff that was really great. His work essentially spanned from the 1940s all the way to the 2000s, focusing on documenting American life, particularly race relations, poverty, civil rights, and urban landscapes. Beyond photography, he excelled as a composer, author, filmmaker, and also engaged in breaking barriers around photography, of course. So shout out to Gordon Parks.
Wow, shout out to Gordon Parks. Didn't you shout him out a couple years ago?
Gordon Parks?
I think you did. I think you did.
Did
It's
I?
on Black History Month, or maybe I have deja vu.
I don't think so. Honestly, I don't remember this name at all.
Damn. Well, shout out to Gordon Parks. If I can find the video, I'll play it.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I just pulled this. My company, of course, the Black ERG. They post a bunch of different facts throughout the year, but also, of course, in Black History Month. So to shout out to Beam.
Yeah. I really feel like that's familiar. I really feel like
Gordon Parks. I'd be really surprised.
Me too.
I'm gonna do a quick check in my messages. But
yes, let us know. Do you guys have any Black History figures that you want to highlight? We only have a couple more episodes in February to go. So yeah, let us know. Also DM us or let us know in the comments if you want to call in and join in for all of these topics. Yes, happy Black History Month to everybody. I'm really interested to know, though. I gotta follow up. Maybe I'll just do it next week, but I feel like
I really don't think so.
Oh man, but yes, I'll get to it later. It's gonna take too long, but yeah, lots happened over the last couple of weeks. You know, during Black History Month, one person who's looking for support from Black Americans, man, Donald Trump. You know, he's running for president again in 2024. And he's also fighting for his life, man. He's fighting for his life. I feel like he's losing a new case like every week.
Listen, so what is it this time? How much money? We need to run the math. We need to do the mathematics on how much money Trump owes either the government or individuals, or just like what the tally is up to, because I feel like it's over 400 million at this point. But right now, he's been fined $350 million and barred from running businesses in New York City for 3 years. Or excuse me, just in New York State for 3 years.
Damn, that's crazy, from his own home state.
It's nuts. It's nuts. So this all happened because he's been on trial for fraud, business fraud, in addition to his sons and business associates. And the judge, Arthur Ergeron, he basically said that, Trump, you guilty as fuck. And you got to pay this money. You got to pay this money. And Leticia James, who is the New York Attorney General, this judgment, I guess it totals over $450 million. I don't
interest, man.
Interest.
Oh,
wow.
They said they're going to be collecting interest every day until it's paid off.
Wow.
They're playing no games, man. It seems like the civil trials he's facing, he's losing. But the criminal ones, we're still kind of waiting on answers for, right?
We are. But I mean, maybe they're just holding it waiting in the wings, waiting until we get closer to election time before they start really dropping some bombs. No pun intended.
We'll talk about Joe Biden later.
So, Leticia, this is what she had to say. She had some harsh words for Trump. She said, Donald Trump is finally facing accountability for his lying, cheating, and staggering fraud. Ooh. Because no matter how big, rich, or powerful you think you are, no one is above the law.
Damn, she snapped her fingers after that. Like,
yo, she did the head wag and everything. She let him know. But he basically said, we'll appeal and we'll be successful.
I mean, that's a lot of money. A whole lot of money. I mean, he's always, talked about being a billionaire, being a genius businessman. But hey, he's had to fight lawsuits, I feel like, his whole career. So now he's fighting civil lawsuits, he's fighting criminal lawsuits, and he's still trying to run for president. I mean, obviously the Republican primary is a joke.
Yeah.
And he's already pretty much secured that spot. Do you think that this is his back is against the wall? Because I feel like this is just adding more and more pressure for him, that he feels like he has to win. He has to be president.
I mean, I don't know how many battles you can fight at once. Like, it's not going to be easy to win this election, regardless of how bad or the polls look for Biden or whatever he's doing in terms of the mental assessments and things like that, or not doing. But then you've got criminal and civil suits against you. You owe like upwards of $400-500 million now. I just don't see it. Is Trump gonna go broke with this stuff? Like, is he gonna have to file bankruptcy and then of course not pay anyone, which is the rich way to do things? Like, is that what's gonna happen?
I mean, he's done it before, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. But hey, maybe he's gonna get more street cred from this. Maybe the streets will respect him more. He'll get more votes from it. I don't know.
I have no idea. I've avoided some of the political news, honestly, still. So I don't know what the rhetoric is right now, whether it's Fox or any of the other stations. But the headlines look crazy.
Yeah.
They look really crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he's known for, I feel like, staying in the news and trying to, keep people talking about him, good or bad. I feel like, he's pardoned a lot of rappers. Now he's got his own cases. And, the street cred is on fire, man. What else do you do to cash in on your street cred than release some new sneakers? Man, Trump, he showed up at a SneakerCon over in Philadelphia last week, and he announced his new shoes, man. He's selling them for $399. Now, we saw him push hats like Chance the Rapper a few years ago. Those MAGA hats, back in 2016, they were on fire.
Yeah. These shoes, $390. That's a high price point.
Yeah.
That's a really high price point. These shits, you've seen them, right?
They're made of gold, right? Or they're just gold color. I don't know.
They're a gold color. That shit is ugly as hell. There's a big T in gold on the side of it, and then the whole like the high top part is the American flag.
Oh my god.
With gold stars.
I think his demo might like that shit. To be honest, I feel like it's perfect for Trump supporters.
There's absolutely no way. This looks like a black person's shoe, but no black person would wear this.
This looks like a black person's shoe.
It looks like the Trump, the January 6s. Like, that's what everybody's calling them.
Yeah, but there were not that many black people at Jan 6.
No, but I'm just saying the shoes, like, they're the flag. They got the gold. Like, they stand
Don't put
out.
that on us, man.
They got basically the same exact shape as what are Shaq's shoes called?
I don't know, Shaq shoes. I don't know.
I don't remember either. They've got that classic like Air Force One old Shaq shoe kind of shape, and this is he's desperate.
Yeah, man, he's excited. He said, he's been wanting to do this for a long time, and he thinks it's going to be a big success. We talked about Trump selling steaks, Trump University, Trump water. He sold a lot of bullshit. But for $3.99, I don't know. If I see anyone wearing these, I'm definitely pointing and laughing. Trump really should have remained friends with Ye because he could have used a lot of help with this design, man. This shit is trash, bro.
I mean, listen, he only has to sell 1 million and then he's paid for his civil suit. So 1 million shoes, that's not the worst thing in the world. It's just he's never actually going to make the shoes. People that buy them are never going to receive them. So
you saying this is his big baller brand sneakers?
People still waiting.
Keep on waiting.
LeVar's sons are not even playing in the league anymore, practically. People still like, talking to him. Where's my big baller shit?
Where are the big ballers themselves? They on the bench. They hurt. Damn, you're right. Man. That's sad.
It is.
I hope they get some more, get healthier so they can get on the court next year.
Dude,
shout out to Melo Alonzo, man.
Genetics, man, it's not easy.
Yeah,
it is not easy to stay a pro athlete,
bro. I don't know.
You got to work them legs more.
Bro, do you think that his supporters will buy these sneakers? Because I think some will. I think they're gonna, he knows that it's tax season. People getting their refund checks. They gonna shell out to that $3.99 to Big Daddy Trump, bro.
I mean, I'm sure there's people that are gonna buy these shoes. He might get, I don't know. He might get a couple 100,000 that buy the shoes.
Okay, that's
which I think would be really impressive. But that's like a dent in his problem.
I mean, yeah. If I go out and I see people rocking these shoes, I'm going home right away.
I think it'll be more like people that are really the diehard fans. They're gonna buy the shoes because they're going to the rallies anyway. That shit'll be fly to wear to the rally and then try to get him to sign it or something like that. That'll be great. Or people that just like them as collector's items. I think it'll be like that.
Let us know, guys. Do you guys like Trump sneakers? Do you think people will buy them? Do you think it's a scam like the rest of his businesses? Let us know. Is it fraud? Are these the fraud ones? Like, what is the name of the sneaker? Like, we don't even know. And also, where are these manufactured? Like
Air fraud ones. Man, they're manufactured in Mexico.
Oh my God!
At the same place they're making the wall. That's exactly where it's being manufactured.
Oh my God! If these are manufactured in China, then he can never talk shit again. Like,
they're not manufactured at all.
That's true. His whole business is manufactured. With
that one pair he had on stage, that's the one pair in existence.
Yo, those shits are nasty. But yeah, I would never be caught in no ugly gold American flag Trump sneakers, but hey, I guess we'll see. Summer 2024.
If he had a better colorway, I could see it working. But this is like these are like the Homelander 2s. Like they Homelander, his exact costume would go perfectly with this.
Damn. Okay.
It really would.
Look at you coming up with ideas.
I'm trying to help him out.
Product placement.
Trump.
The Boys season 4? I don't know.
Trump, what kind of positions you got open?
Pause.
Thanks.
But yeah, man, Trump's trying to fight cases and run for president. He's going against the current President Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Biden is fighting against bad approval ratings, nicknames like Genocide Joe,
Sleepy Joe,
and Sleepy Joe, amongst other things. And he's made some slick comments regarding Trump recently. But he's also trying to win over voters, and it's been announced by the White House that they are going to be forgiving $1.2 billion in student loan debt for over 150 Americans.
153,000. Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow. Shout out to Joe. I mean, it feels like this is the second announcement of student loan debt forgiveness. And he seems to be doing this strategically. It's like a rollout. Like every year, maybe you hit the lottery and you don't have to pay your loans anymore. Like it definitely gives off that type of vibe. With
Squid
this
Game,
yeah, right. With the latest round, they said that it approves loan relief for nearly 3.9 million borrowers, many of whom have been repaying their debt for decades. This specific number of 153,000 that qualifies for this latest debt forgiveness, they're enrolled in this special program called Saving on a Valuable Education, and it's a repayment plan, and they have to be people who have made 10 years of payments so far. I think it's a great gesture. I'm not a huge fan of the here's a few more people that don't have to pay when we're sending billions of dollars overseas, but beggars can't be choosers. But
beggars can be voters, and I think he needs a lot more than 153,000 votes, especially when the initial loan forgiveness was supposed to affect 40 million Americans. So it's a drop in the bucket. I think they are doing this for the headlines. They're doing what they can, but mainly just to get the headlines out to make it seem like, okay, we're doing something for the people.
Yeah. It's very interesting with this program, though. At the very bottom of this article, they mentioned that there's a total of 7.5 million people that are enrolled in the program, but 4.3 million of them don't have any monthly payment. So I'm like, this is kind of, I don't know what happens with some of these government programs and where this money ends up going. Yeah. It's weird.
It is weird. It ends up going to Hunter Biden's prostitutes.
And the coke found in the White House.
They have to party. But yeah, I don't really care about this. I mean, I don't think my loans are getting forgiven. But whatever. I'm not really that excited for the election for either candidate this year. I'm still riding with Cornel West.
Yeah. We'll
see. We'll see what happens in 2024. But yeah, one of the prosecutors in one of the federal criminal case for Trump and the election fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
She's been put on blast for one of her relationships with another lawyer in the firm.
Man, it's been a mess. So basically, to summarize for anyone who isn't aware, Fulton County's district attorney, her name is Fani Willis. She's used to prosecuting these types of cases, and she's brought these charges against Trump with regards to the whole election interference case. Apparently, she basically started working on this, and then once they started the trial, she brought in the assistance of another attorney, Nathan Wade. Now, according to her, they started a relationship after she brought him onto the case, but Trump's lawyers, of course, they're saying that the conduct is improper because relationships between coworkers is often prohibited, and it creates a whole bunch of different issues from a legal perspective. So they had a whole hearing and everything like that. They did interviews, basically pulled them on the carpet. asking them questions about their relationship, the timelines, all this type of stuff. And a lot of black women leaders, they've been really upset about this public attention and the way that they've kind of dragged her over this situation. But I wanted to bring it up just to see what you guys think about it. You know, is this something that deserves to be brought up, where you know she should be questioned about this, or do you think it's just a witch hunt? They're trying to get the case thrown out.
I mean, they're always trying to get the case thrown out. They're just playing games. This article highlighted her being a black woman. I just think they're desperate. You know, they're trying to find anything to fight this case to get it thrown out. And you make yourself vulnerable when you start hooking up with people on your staff. Honestly, it's just like, I think that's a little bit messy. Maybe they were so turned on by hating Trump that they just couldn't help themselves, man. But if anything does happen from this, I hope that they are able, you know, and if God forbid they're throwing off this case, maybe it's for the best. I don't know. I don't want it to become a distraction. But if they are thrown off, I will say that they should start a podcast like our boy TJ and Amy.
I was gonna ask, should they pair up with them? Just make it like a one big podcast?
Yeah, hell yeah. We got fired for fucking. Like,
it's so crazy. Yeah, I think that's my biggest issue with it as well. Like, even regardless of what the timeline is, if you started fucking with this guy before you pulled him onto the case to get him some notoriety and some pull as well, or if it was after, like, you should have known better.
Yeah.
This is a huge case. It's on a public platform for the nation to see because of voter fraud or the allegations that Trump and his team brought. Like, I just think it's, you got to be smarter.
Yeah, horniness wins, you know. Sometimes horny is more important than being smart. I don't know, but we'll see what happens, bro. Like, there's so much chaos going on with Trump and his campaign and him fighting all these cases. Mm-hmm. But we're here to keep you guys updated every week. So let us know what you think. Do you think he's going to get charged with or convicted of any of these criminal charges? Do you think that these lawyers are going to be thrown off of the case for messing around? Like, let us know, people. Let us know.
Yeah, I hope not, but we'll see. I think they made it through the questioning pretty solid. I mean, they even brought her dad up there.
Damn.
This man had to go up and he had to explain to them why black people don't put money in the bank.
What?
That's literally because there was some line of questioning that ended up talking about how she has like a lot of cash or something like that in her home. And he was like, yeah, I keep cash too. And then he went through a whole history lesson for
Black History Month, guys.
to the questioners. It was funny, man. It was really funny.
Damn. Well, another Fulton County case that's pretty funny, man. The YSL Rico. Shout out to Young Thug and YSL.
What's going on down there? Like, they got something in the water for real.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know what's up with these lawyers, but Nicole Fagan, she's actually Tinquarius Mender's attorney, one of the YSL defendants. She was arrested.
What a name.
I think there was 2 Tinquariuses that were being charged too. Like
Tinquarius times 2.
Yeah. For real, I didn't know it was such a popular name until this trial. But yeah, she was arrested and charged with partaking in criminal street game activity herself, like outside of the YSL stuff.
It's nuts.
The charges, however, are not directly to the YSL case. Rather, according to the outlet, Fagan was allegedly involved in an unrelated deadly shooting on the corner of William and Baker Street in Atlanta back in December 2022. According to the charges, Fagan allegedly told one of the shooters to dispose of the gun they used in the murder and allegedly contacted another defendant about an active warrant for the arrest. Seems like she's about that street life herself, man.
She's a real one. She's a real one. You hate to see lawyers like this go down. Like Saul Goodman, like you got some really great lawyers on TV, and it looks like she was on her way. She was definitely on her way. Let's take a quick look at some of the content that she was posting, just to try to educate people about the legal system and how to navigate their lives. She got a bonnet on. A white woman with a bonnet on.
She's from Atlanta, man. It's different down there.
talking to and whether or not he's cheating. He's not cheating. And frankly, you don't need to ask him what he's doing anyway because you already know he's not doing it.
That's right, Nicole. You don't need to ask him. Trust that man.
Wow.
Another thing is, you don't need to get all in your feelings.
I know that. Wow.
Yo, don't get it all in your feelings. Don't get all in your feelings. She got the car videos too.
Like, are you Nicole? And you know, real shit. The world I live in, I don't even be one to claim myself sometimes.
She don't even be wanting to claim herself.
You might not remember because it was a long time ago, but you got me out of jail. That makes me so bad.
Yo, they went all through her social media.
Yo, it's funny though.
Yeah. She's.
Oh, Nat said the audio's echoing.
Oh yeah, I was doing that last time too.
Oh, okay, let me turn it down.
Yeah. I think we get.
Oh
the
my
idea
God, it's so funny.
Yo,
It's so funny.
like when they started pulling up the videos, are you surprised she was putting like content out there like this? Or I feel like it aligns with the activity she was talking about, but you never know who's really getting people killed in these streets.
Honestly, I'm not surprised. I think that lawyers a lot of times they are trying to, get clientele. And for her,
That's what you think this is? Her
yeah, she's marketing her legal services.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the content. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think she was really just trying to make sure that people would find her cool. If somebody was following her page and they found out that their friend was tied up with something, then they'd be like, "Yo, I saw this lawyer, hit her up." Like I think it was as simple as that.
She's
I really
too
do.
real, man. She kept it too real.
Oh, absolutely. Telling somebody, "Yo, you got to get rid of that gun," and then calling somebody else about their active warrant, like it just. She was clearly she was going above and beyond.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I feel like this case gets crazier and crazier every update we get. I was expecting it to be over by now, but it's not.
I don't know when this thing is going to be over. When did we start with this?
I don't know. I think the trial started last year. I think in the fall. But Thug's been locked up for a couple years.
Yeah,
now.
2 years at this point.
Yeah. Prayers, thoughts and prayers. Hopefully, if you have a lawyer, hopefully they're not, getting themselves too involved in the illegal activities, because it can backfire. You can catch a separate RICO charge. What the hell? This is nuts.
Yeah. Nat says lawyers are thugs in suits.
She would know.
She would.
Yes, Nat. If you ever have any of your law expertise, feel free to call in. Let us know. Would love to hear your opinion.
Definitely.
But yeah, speaking of shootings, yo. Oh, well, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, dang. Oh man, yeah. Let's start with a shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. We had a good time watching the game.
Yes.
Dang, that was like
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
10 days ago at this point.
Yeah.
The game, it was one of the more entertaining games, I thought.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just the environment, hanging out with everybody, getting turned up or whatever, but I had a really good time watching that game. Went to overtime. Again, shout out to the Chiefs. Shout out to the Niners. They played well. They just didn't know the overtime rules. So
they knew the overtime rules. They just didn't execute well enough and maximize their opportunities. But, Usher maximized his opportunity. It was a good time.
Yeah.
But everyone was having a good time until someone decided to murder someone at the parade, man. And two people have been arrested and charged with murder for the deadly shooting in last week's Chiefs parade in Kansas City.
Yeah. They unfortunately, a woman was killed. Rest in peace. And there was also 22 other people wounded.
Damn.
Near the station while people were celebrating for the Super Bowl.
It wasn't the 49ers, right? No, I'm kidding.
No, it was not. So there were two suspects. One was Dominique Miller, and then the other I can't find the name, but the victim, unfortunately, her name was Lisa Lopez Galvan, mother of two.
and a local radio DJ. Damn, really sad story. You know, people go to parades to celebrate, but it sounded like everyone there was strapped. Like it sounds crazy. I mean, certain places in the U.S., like everyone has a gun, and you never know what type of argument could make someone take it to that level. I mean, that's insane. It's
really crazy. They said that according to, you know, the suspect or even a witness, there was like a group of people that walked up to one of the suspects, and they were like looking at him in an aggressive manner and approached him aggressively. Then he started to approach the group and then pulled out a gun, and all hell broke loose. We've got some major problems. I mean, what are they going to do? Start banning Super Bowl parades because this could happen? I mean, we had a Super Bowl in Philly a few years back, and nobody got shot. Everybody was happy. That's a one event where you think, like, people aren't going to get shot at the Super Bowl parade.
Yeah. Yeah, people were just eating horse shit at the Super Bowl parade.
All right,
no,
listen, allegedly.
A little bit different. No, it was on video. We all saw it.
Listen, whatever. He had a great time. Congrats to him.
Him and the horse. Oh, man. Yeah, this was a dark story. But, you know, at least they arrested the people. It is crazy. Be careful out there, guys, when you're out there. If you see anyone in Trump sneakers, they might shoot you too. So just, you know, be aware of who you're around.
For sure.
You know, speaking of shooters, this weekend was NBA All-Star Weekend.
Ooh, that's right. It was
in Indiana.
Oh man, what a weekend! I feel like did you watch anything on Friday?
No.
Me neither.
That's the celeb game, right?
Yeah, the celeb game and the skills challenge and stuff like that.
The rookies and sophomores, but the World and USA game, whatever it's called, is Friday.
Yeah. All that kind of stuff that nobody cares about is on Friday.
The warm-up.
What about you, Troy? Did you watch anything?
No, I didn't watch anything.
Okay. So then Saturday came around, and Saturday was probably the best part of the weekend because they had a 3-point contest. They had Sabrina versus Steph. My guy Dame, you know, back-to-back 3-point champion. Shout out to Dame. And then we had the dunk contest.
Yeah, we had all those things. You know, we had the skills challenge, which was a little bit weird. Mm-hmm. I think the Pacers won that.
They did.
At home in Indiana. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
The Indiana fans were a little bit crazy. They were booing. Like, I don't know. They just didn't seem happy.
I mean, when they were booing during the dunk contest, I was booing too. Because that shit sucked. It was not good.
God.
It was not good at all. What did you think of the dunk contest?
The dunk contest, I was sad that, you know, Jacob Toppin didn't get to the finals. I thought he had two really solid dunks.
I did
especially
too.
The 360 between the legs. Like, come on. But, you know, Jaylen Brown was like the only star dunking, so they had to get him in the finals, unfortunately. And he
wasn't barely dunking. Like, he was not barely dunking. I mean, he jumped over Kai Cenat, who's already like 4'11", but he had him sitting down in a chair. After the previous round, we saw somebody jump over Shaq. So it was just, I was really disappointed. I don't know what they're going to do about the dunk contest. I feel like if you're going to bring Mac McClung up from the G League every year so he can win the contest, you need to give the man a fucking contract on an NBA team. Like, you can't just parade him out there to be a show pony because nobody in the league apparently can dunk anymore. And then he goes back to the G League and we never see him again until next year.
So you're saying they should restrict it to NBA players? I mean, they can't just give him a spot on the team because of the dunk contest. That's ridiculous.
I think either you restrict it to NBA players or you got to change the format completely.
You know, I think they should give $500,000 to the winner. Incentivize it. You know, make it worth someone's while. You know,
Maybe.
like if you have a big sponsor and that's the main event, you know, pay something like you do for the in-season tournament. The 3-point contest is great though. Like, you know, Jalen Brunson, shout out to him. He had 24 in his first round, almost made the cut at 26 to get to the finals.
4 people tied at 26 is crazy.
Insane. And shout out to Dame, man. He's been shooting like, his divorce depends on it. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Shout out to him, 2-time 3-point champ, and shout out to Steph for holding the patriarchy together.
That's right. That's right. Did you like the Sabrina versus Steph sort of thing?
It was cool. She did really, really well.
She did.
But
She did.
she's
I was
facing the
impressed.
greatest.
I was really impressed with her because I did not have high expectations, I got to say.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, I also want to be transparent. I don't really watch WNBA, so I don't know about her game like that. I looked up her stats. I was like, oh, she's a baller.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when she started shooting, and I think she made every shot or 9 out of 10 in the first 2 racks or something like that. I was like, oh, wait a second now. and then she started to cool off towards the end. Maybe she was just getting tired or something. But then Steph came out. And I was like, this might be close. And then at the end, he was like, I'm that dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm him. Like,
For sure.
I lead the league in all-time threes for a reason. And it's not close.
Yeah. I thought it was cool to showcase her because I'm not familiar with her or the WNBA.
Yeah.
So I thought it was good that they actually, made the investment of time knowing people, are watching the All-Star game, All-Star weekend. They gave it like a premier spot, too, in the night. So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I did.
The dunk contest is I don't know, maybe make it more interesting. But, I mean, all the dunks have been done. The stars don't want to do it. I don't blame them.
I mean, I don't want to say that all the dunks have been done. Because right after the dunk contest, where everybody dragged the shit out of that contest, whether it was because of the actual participants, because of the effort, because Jaylen Brown wanted to cover his eyes when both feet were on the ground, because of the judges not being harsh enough or too harsh or whatever. Like, there was a lot to complain about with the dunk contest. But I saw plenty of videos online of people doing some crazy fucking dunks that I've never seen before. And I just think people don't care. Now, Stephen A., he talked a lot about how this is all LeBron's fault. And I got to say, I kind of agree with him.
Why do you agree? Why you think this is all on Bron because he never did the dunk contest?
LeBron has had 20 years to do the dunk contest and never done it.
He'd rather dunk at his son's practice or during his son's warm-ups.
Exactly. He'll do it in that setting when it's not even his turn to have the ball, but he won't do the dunk contest. And this is what we get. Nobody. Once he came out and said, "No, I don't feel like it's important for me to do that," then nobody else who was the top player felt like it was kind of a rite of passage to do the dunk contest.
I mean, I could see that, I was looking forward to him when he first came in the league to do it, but I don't know. We've had some good moments like Dwight Howard, Blake Griffin. Like a lot of people since then have done it. But I don't know. Like All-Star Weekend is more of a fun type of event. Like I don't really have high expectations for these things in the past 10 years. I will say, though, I think the Jaylen Brown, I think he was covering his eyes afterwards because he was embarrassed. He knew he fucked up. He was like, oh, shit. And he had a delayed reaction. So, give him a little bit more credit. But I don't know. That was a little bit lame.
So what is it with our sports where you think about NFL, Pro Bowl weekend, nobody gives a shit about that anymore. They play flag football now because nobody gives a shit so much.
Nobody wants to get hurt, let's be real. And also, you talking about the NFL, they added a whole nother game in the season. So you're talking about players who could barely make it through the season. So I think that was a part of the reason. It's it's hard on your body.
And NFL, I get it a little bit more for those exact things. Mm-hmm. You're talking about the physicality of it, people getting hurt and stuff like that. I will say I don't know of anybody that ever actually got hurt during a Pro Bowl. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I don't remember anybody really getting hurt. But then All-Star Weekend, nobody cares about it. They don't take it seriously. I mean, let's talk about the All-Star game. First 200-plus point game. I think they shot 160-something three-pointers.
Oof.
They said there was less than 10 dunks in the game. What? I don't. It was boring. Like, literally watching that game, nobody was playing any form of defense. Like, I don't think players on the defensive side were closer than like 3 feet to the offensive player. It seemed like the offense never really crossed the 3-point line once they got on the opposite side of the court. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I thought it was cool to see 200 points scored in the game. I thought that was cool. It was never competitive, but it had its fun moments. It was great to see Dame just take a lot of shots and Halliburton as well.
True.
I was happy to see Jalen Brunson on the court. But like NBA has been doing some cool things, I would say, with the play-in tournament, which I did not like at first. I think it's added a lot of excitement to the game, to the playoffs. And also they did the in-season tournament this year as well, which, has an added game to the season in a different format. So I feel like adding these other things, it kind of takes away from the All-Star game in a way, but it's hard to take it serious when, people just want to break. It's called All-Star break for a reason. They want to, like, if your team is competing for the playoffs, you want to use this time to rest and get healthy to, play through March and April before the playoffs. So I think, they can find ways to make it more fun. I'm glad they went back to East versus West. But at the end of the day, it's a meaningless game. It's an exhibition. It's more fun. I know it used to be more competitive, but now it's just like your eyes are on the prize. You want to make it to the finals. Like, you don't want to get hurt during an all-star game. So you want a little bit of rest.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad. I didn't have high expectations. And also, it was in Indiana. It was a pretty mid-city. There weren't a lot of stars there. I saw Guy Ferrari out there on the sidelines for every event. I'm like, this is who the biggest celebrity is in Indianapolis?
It's tough, man. People are, the economy is struggling. Not everybody can go, like, back-to-back from Super Bowl to All-Star to
Grammys.
Grammys, shit. Valentine's Day. Like
Valentine's, they threw Valentine's in there.
Listen, that's an event.
Bro, they acted like it was Valentine's Day with Jennifer Hudson as the halftime show. What the hell was that?
That shit was trash.
I didn't even know any of her songs.
I love Jennifer Hudson, but that shit was trash.
Bro, this isn't the Essence Festival. Like, who, especially, like, for the NBA All-Star, like, Jennifer Hudson, whose idea was that?
I don't know.
Was it Common's idea? I saw him out there too.
I don't know whose idea it was, but speaking of Essence Fest, don't they have like a crazy lineup this year or something?
I don't know. I haven't peeped.
I feel like it was somebody said there's. I know the Roots Picnic has a crazy lineup.
Yeah. All the festivals coming out this summer, but I saw you posted. I feel like you take a shot at Doc Rivers every other day.
Because I can't stand him. I can't stand. He should not have a job. Have you heard the quotes that this man is saying? This dude,
bro, you're not the only one who's mad at him, bro. Because JJ Redick, he took his shots, man, on ESPN yesterday at Doc Rivers right after the All-Star break. The drama started, bro.
As it should. You go, JJ. Let's hear what you had to say.
During Black History Month.
Nobody's going to react to Doc's audio there? We've been 7 minutes since we showed that audio. Nobody's going to react to Doc's audio?
Do you want me to get it for you?
He's doing repeat it. We don't have to repeat it. I've seen the trend now. I've seen the trend for years. What's the trend? The trend is always making excuses. Doc, we get it. Taking over a team in the middle.
JJ's usually not this animated.
Yeah, it's personal, it seems like. I don't know.
It's hard for a player. We get it. But it's always an excuse. It's always throwing your team under the bus. Memphis, always his players. Memphis was playing G League guys and two-way guys. Then you look at his quotes over the weekend. Now he wants to take credit for the James Harden trade to the Clippers working out. He wants credit for that. There's never accountability with that guy. There's never accountability. Well, let me say a couple of things.
He's right. So for anybody that doesn't know, JJ Redick, he used to play on a couple teams with Doc Rivers, both the Clippers and the Sixers. Now, during his time in the Clippers, and I mean, he was good with this. JJ was a good shooter. But Austin, he took some exception to to some of JJ's comments, and let's hear what he had to say in defense of his father or not, depending on what he says, whatever.
Or not. What do you mean? It's his dad.
No, but according to him, it's not in defense.
But in this regard, I simply don't agree with it. For someone who's not accountable, he seems to always be held responsible, considering he's the guy that's always fired when things don't go right. He got fired in the bubble for a 3-1 lead versus the Denver Nuggets, which in half his team didn't want to be there. They had players saying that their mind wasn't there. They had guys leave. That happened. Then he gets fired for losing to a team that was favored over him, which was the Celtics last year. It seems like he's always responsible. It's just strange coming from JJ. And I have some love for JJ. You're my dookie. You know that. You're my bro. I love you. It's just your best years were with the Clippers. I don't think he saved your career. I appreciate you, Pat. But I don't think this just seems a little bit weird. They're 3-7. Dame's missed most of those games. Middleton's missed a lot of those games. They haven't even had their full team yet. We'll see what happens. The pressure is there. They do have to perform. But in terms of accountability, like, what are we doing here? Your best years in the NBA were when you played for him in the Clippers. Oof. Let's not forget that. I don't know if there's like frustration there or there's tension there between you. I know a lot of times we had to sit you towards the end of the game due to defensive reasons, but you had your best years as a starter there, especially
saying that when he was on the bench most of the time is nuts.
You were a strictly shoot guy. You're not like Klay Thompson or Steph who could put the ball on the floor. You were a guy who could catch and shoot, and you did it at a high level. Hell of a career, by the way. Big fan. But your best years were.
This is such like a backhanded like.
Weird that you have this energy towards him in terms of him never ever being accountable, considering he's always been responsible. First.
Oh my gosh! All right,
Damn.
He
said, "Don't talk about my dad."
yeah, he really did. I mean, listen, I think both of them have some valid points. I just want to be clear that that squad that he had in LA with the Clippers was stacked. Now, granted, did they have some bad luck with injuries and things like that? Sure. But 3 years in a row, they won like 60 games and couldn't do anything.
I mean,
we've seen him give up 3-1 leads or 3-2 leads in playoff series 10 times. Like, these types of things, you can't just blame the players for all this type of shit.
You think that's what Doc Rivers does? You think he blames the players?
Yeah.
Because Austin Rivers, his version of accountability is his saying, "Oh, my dad got fired here, my dad got fired there," so he's obviously accountable. But he keeps getting new jobs.
He's responsible for it, but he's not accountable. Those are two different things. So
what's the difference?
if you have a job and you fuck up on your job and you get fired, and you say that wasn't my fault, but yeah, I got fired. Clearly, whoever your boss was said it was your fault, so that's why you got fired. Regardless of what you're talking about, and it was, your homeboy's fault or your teammate's fault. No, you got fired because you fucked up. That's the way it works.
But what if it's your dad?
Listen, that's why Austin got traded when his dad was his coach, because he sucked.
And Doc got Austin this job at ESPN, and he got another head coaching job. So now Austin's job is to defend his dad.
Of course it is. Of course it is. All right, just real quick. This is from when Doc was in Philly, and I want to say JJ was responding to some of Doc's comments around Milwaukee, because 10 games in, he already has fucking excuses about why they're 3-7. But this is from when he was in Philly.
I would tell the whole story with me. All right, my Orlando team is the 8th seed. No one gives me credit for getting up against the Pistons who won the title. That was an 8th seed. Go look at that. I want you to go back and look at that roster.
Go back.
I dare you to go back and look at that roster, and you would say, "Not a hell of a coaching job."
Again, blaming the players.
We lost 3-1. Chris Paul didn't play in the first 2 games.
Blaming the player.
One leg. And we didn't have home court. And then the last one, to me, is the one we blew. That's the one I said, we blew that. And that was in the bubble. And anything can happen in the bubble.
He said we blew it and then said, "No, we were in the bubble. Anything can happen."
The bubble was different.
Fuck that.
I wish I would tell the whole story.
I can't stand him. I really can't. I cannot stand him. This man, he in that first 10 games, they talked about how they had to go from like Denver to Dallas or something like that. Oh, having a back-to-back after being in Denver. Oh, that's tough on the players.
The altitude, man. It's tough.
Bro, I don't want to hear his excuses. You're taking a team that was 34-12, and now they've only won 3 games in their last 10.
Great.
And the only difference right now is that they have you as the coach.
That's not the only difference. Austin pointed out a lot of other things, a lot of other excuses that his dad texted him before he went on air. Say this, Austin. Tell him Dame's barely been in there.
But that's not even true, though. Dame missed 2 of those 10 games.
Really?
2.
Austin said he missed most of them.
He's full of shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
damn.
He missed 2 of the games. I don't want to hear it.
As a Knicks fan, Doc, keep doing what you're doing. keep
I'm
dragging
sure.
the Bucks down.
Shit, y'all about to be the 2 seed. Like,
and they've been on a losing streak because they have crazy injuries. But hopefully the Knicks get healthy. But yeah, I'm hoping that Doc tears the Bucks apart. Dame's already fighting a divorce. Giannis, gotta love him, but I hope he's unhappy at the end of the season and wants to request a trade because the Knicks have 6 first-round picks over the next 2 years that we were ready to give for Giannis or Luka or Embiid, whoever wants to come to New York. So shout out to Doc. He got his son a job now. He's always going to have someone to defend him.
it's disgusting. I hate it. I really do. And I don't use that word lightly. I've not liked Doc. I'm sure he's a great guy, everything like that, but he's been riding on that 08 championship for the last 15 years and has not done shit since. I mean,
yeah, I think the Warriors really broke Doc, and I don't know. I really judged him when he was crying at the press conference and couldn't even take accountability for that because he said he just missed his mom who died years before. Randomly, it's like, that's why I was crying. It's just like, you're crying because the Warriors have been beating your ass every year. Like, that's the reality, but hey, if he takes accountability, maybe he won't get the next job. He's just constantly trying to sell himself, and hey, they're giving him millions of dollars. So we'll see, man.
They're paying 3 coaches right now, and when they fire him at some point after the end of next season, they'll be paying 4. It's just
hustling back. Doc Rivers is overrated. Do you think the Bucks have a chance to win the finals with Dame, the All-Star MVP, and Giannis? He was the team captain for the East. Let us know. Do you think the Bucks have a shot? Because right now it's looking like the Celtics are definitely the top team in the East. The Knicks are a little bit hurt. The Cavs have been hot.
Cavs have been hot.
Sixers been hurt.
Cavs can't play in the playoffs, though.
That hasn't been seen yet. So
we saw it last year. Y'all beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah, I'm saying they haven't been able to win yet. Like, we haven't seen them excel. But hey, the Nuggets never really made it far until they went all the way to the championship. So you never know when it can click for a team. I don't think it's it for the Cavs this year, but hey, I think it's going to be an interesting two months. And yeah, keep the drama coming, Doc. And Austin, this is the most airtime I've seen him get since he got the job at ESPN. So congrats to you, bro. Oh man,
nepotism.
But yeah, speaking of All-Star Weekend, a beef broke out before All-Star Weekend, man. And
oh my goodness,
Mike Epps was on stage and he had a few jokes for Shannon Sharpe, and Shannon did not like the story he told because he pretty much said that Shannon Sharpe reached out to him to be on his show, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not coming on your show." He called him Shay Shay and kind of questioned his sexuality and, how the way he treats his guests. Shannon went on his podcast with Ocho Cinco and he was hyped up, man. I don't know, man. Shannon, I don't know what type of steroids he's been taking, but he's not for play. He actually said, I want to see you like face to face. Luckily, after Mike Epps posted a Instagram video response, kind of alleging that he does not fight, he does other things, and that NBA All-Star is in his hometown, so watch out. They were able to meet and squash the beef.
They did. Shannon, he posted on social media a picture of them shaking hands, and he said, Unc and real Mike Epps have decided to have a man-to-man conversation. We both realized this situation should have been handled differently. I apologize to family, friends, loved ones, and my fans. And then they made up. They made up.
That's great. During Black History Month, we don't need any more beef.
Yeah.
In the Yeah, in the black community.
Yeah, honestly, it's starting to get a little played out. Like I like Shannon's platform. I listen to Club Shay Shay. Oddly enough, after like a pretty long streak of having black entertainers and other famous black people on his platform, I just saw the most recent episode is with like Johnny Manziel. Like,
oh wow,
random.
Interesting.
But,
what's he up to, man?
I have no clue. I haven't listened yet. But I will say I want him to hopefully avoid some of this. Like you don't want to go into the space of like the cattiness, because I think everybody's got a bad story or about somebody, especially when it comes to Hollywood, entertainment, athletes, whoever it might be. Just use the platform the right way. Positivity, you know.
Do you think he overreacted, Shannon Sharpe, initially from the jokes?
Oh, for sure.
Because he said that the gay stuff doesn't bother him. He's heard it forever. But he seemed more mad about, oh, don't lie on my name, which, I mean, it seemed kind of silly. And Mike Epps said, oh, yeah, I did DM you first, but he still had a lot of jokes for him. And I thought the jokes were pretty funny, but it stopped being funny once you kind of threaten other things.
Yeah.
But do you think Shannon, we see him go after Ja Morant's dad. We didn't see him go after Skip Bayless, thank God, because that would have been terrible. But do you think that, he's being a little bit too sensitive, and do you think that more people are going to start calling him out? Because, Cat Williams went on his platform, shit on a lot of people. Monique went on there, called out a lot of people. Do you think people are going to start blaming Shannon Sharpe himself?
It's definitely possible. I mean, that it probably comes with the territory at a certain point. But I think with Shannon, it was weird that he was more offended about the fact that Epps lied about who reached out to who and stuff like that. I'm like, he called you gay, dog. Like you got kids. Like that's the one thing that you would think for a 50-something-year-old black guy, he'd be like, nah, you fucking up right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just all of it was blown out of proportion.
Yeah. Yeah, another comedian that we know actually took shots at Shannon like this week. I'm going to play the video of Corey Holcomb.
You used to speak up for the brothers and sisters, Shay Shay, but now I see what you're doing. You got a lot of fruit booties that came on your podcast, boy. A lot of them.
Yo,
yeah, a lot of fruit booties came on your podcast. That's gonna come out soon through 5150. Ain't no coincidence you have a lot of fruit booties you interview. Who you think? Dog, the streets' eyes is wide open, man. I'm telling you ain't fooling nobody. Shay Shay, Skip, up there with smiling and yucking up with Stephen A. Smith. That's gonna go bad one day. Because Stephen A. Smith a fuck nigga. Stephen A. Smith, the one who told people you got fired from FS1. Didn't nobody know that?
Damn. So he's right about that, because Stephen A. did go on Joe Budden's podcast and spill that tea about Shannon getting fired. I'm not sure what prompted Corey to take shots at Shannon Sharpe, but...
Corey, have you listened to 5150?
I have in the past, and I've seen him going on people.
I've listened maybe over the last couple months. Like I'll periodically check in.
Oh, okay.
And it's he takes shots at everybody.
Oh,
like it's nonstop. Like he has I can't remember the chick's name on there, but she's there, and I don't know what her job is, because she'll chime in with like a one-liner every once in a while, and then Corey will just go on like a long rant about whatever he's talking about, roasting people. Like it's entertaining. I like some of the theatrical stuff that they do. They come up with like a song and everything like that. Yeah. The animation or cartoon that they have in the beginning of every episode is pretty funny, but he definitely does not pull any punches. He says whatever he wants to say.
And he triggers people too.
Oh well, he definitely triggers people. He triggered Donell Rawlings in person.
Yeah.
In person. At
the Laugh Factory in LA. Donell Rawlings, he was actually just on Joe Budden's podcast too.
I saw on Patreon, right?
Yeah, on Patreon.
Did you get a chance to listen to that?
Yeah, like a 2-hour podcast interview. He was pretty much plugging his Netflix special that's coming out in a few weeks.
Oh, nice.
And he said Dave Chappelle like executive produced it and made him shoot it over because he said like there was a lot of dated content in the original one, like COVID related stuff. So he redid it. It's like his first like big special. Pretty positive stuff. And in the Joe Budden podcast, they asked him about, you know, the Cat Williams thing, and he was talking about that he doesn't like getting into drama to promote himself. He wants to just keep it on brand and stay positive and just kind of work through it. Like he says, like people are trying to sell controversy over comedy. So he took a stance on that, and then, you know, days later, runs into Corey Holcomb.
The king of controversy. So let's take a listen to their interaction while Corey was on the stage.
You mild sauce, my nigga, mild. M-I-L-D.
Called it mild.
You ain't hot sauce. Nobody agree? So I'm wrong. Okay, I can be wrong. I'm talking about, but we at the what is this called? This is the Laugh Factory. We was at the Savoy, you wouldn't be able to be up here that long. Get your whole ass down.
Brooklyn. And you ain't never with them.
You just yelling.
I don't have a mic.
See, and this was what I'm talking about. I wish we could resolve these things behind closed doors. Like,
I mean, then we wouldn't talk about it.
I know, but I just don't like seeing this.
Just be fair. Fair conversation. No. Let's be fair. Let's be fair and real. You say you keep it 100. Know how I get down. 32. I rip.
You rip lights?
I rip. You ask any ever see me ball. Anybody. And you ask anybody that don't know me, I keep it gangster.
I don't say you.
No, you trying to say I'm a bum. I ain't no bum.
No, I ain't saying
and that saw.
Your body is mild.
Mild.
You know what? You know what you're doing now? You're a provocateur. You know how to incite people. Ain't nothing mild.
He's right about that.
For sure.
Oh man,
Yeah, actually, I have the audio of him explaining himself afterwards, Donell Rawlings, to TMZ.
Oh man,
comedians nowadays, they're trying to sell controversy over comedy. I wasn't there to watch Corey. I had performed myself, and I was about to leave, and they announced that Corey's about to perform, and I know that he had said some ill things about Dave Chappelle. I know he said some ill things about some of the openers of Dave Chappelle. So I just sat there, wanted just to see what his take on what he felt about comedy or whatever. I sat there and I just waited. And then when he made the comment about that anybody that's done 3 movies in comedy has performed fellatio, I said, wait a minute, I've done 3 movies, right? And I've never been accused of that. And I also...
Why he say he wasn't accused of that and not that he didn't do it?
And Corey himself has done 4 movies, so I think he might be guilty of his own joke. It's unfortunate it came to this. Should I have yelled out at him? No. But, I've been rocking with my guy Dave Chappelle for years. I'm a little guy to my friends, my fans, and my family. And it was just, for me, it was a build-up. It was a build-up off of a lot of things that's troubling comedy. Corey is the type of comedy, he can go on stage, start with grunts, and by the end of it, you're laughing hysterically. I did not want to scream out at him, but I felt like protecting the integrity of myself.
Yeah, so he also ends up dropping, a plug for his upcoming comedy special. So
of course,
maybe he's stuck around to have this moment, even though he said that he's not about that. He did seem genuinely upset though in the confrontation. Corey was chilling though. He was just hey, that's just my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, but he kept with the jokes. And Corey Holcomb is someone
that shit, though.
I would never want no beef with at all, because he's just he really does he
gets soulless with it. Yeah, he gets like, I don't care, I will say whatever comes to my mind, like no holds barred. I still stand on what I said. Donell, he didn't say that he never sucked dick. He said, I never got accused of that.
Bro, stop. You don't want him coming here yelling at us too.
Donell, if you want to come on our show and talk to us, we'd be happy to have you. We would be happy to have you. We are everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube Music. We out there. We out there.
Everywhere, man. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know if we'll see more comedian beef this year, but I feel like the first couple of months of the year, man, it's been hot.
We definitely will. We definitely will. This is not going to be the end of this. There have been a few people that have been called out, and it's been relatively quiet. So I wouldn't be surprised. But
yeah,
can't we all just get along? There's enough Netflix specials for everybody. I promise.
No, there's not. Thank God. Oh my God, yeah, it's Black History Month, guys. Let's keep it together. But yeah, shout out to both them gentlemen. I've seen them both multiple times live. Both made me laugh personally for years.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Donald's been in the game a long time.
Yeah,
he really has.
For sure. Speaking of being in the game a long time, your boy Jason Kelce, man, he's retiring.
He is. Shout out to Jason Kelce. I think 13 years in the league.
Damn. That's, he's a champion, Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl
City of
champion.
Philadelphia loves him.
I think he's like a 7-time All-Pro or something crazy like that. Like he's got quite the resume. He's a Hall of Famer for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he sat down with Shaq. He's been doing a lot of things. Not just talking about Jason right now. Not just because of their podcast and things like that with his brother, but it seems like he's really starting to embrace this. I'm retired. I can do whatever I want. I can really build out our media platform, which has been pretty entertaining. I mean, from him at Buffalo Stadium jumping out of the suite to being at the Super Bowl, all this kind of stuff.
I feel like he should have started this earlier because the rest of his team gave up on him.
There's so many rumors about the Eagles right now. Sometimes I really hate like Philly media. It is disgusting. The current running rumor is that somebody on the team slept with somebody else's wife or girlfriend, and that's why the whole team melted down. Like, why are we doing this?
I don't know, man. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
It's not like substantiated at all. It's like some random Philly pundit saying like, "Oh, this is what happened." No, yeah, the coaching was dog shit. That's what happened.
Everyone was upset, but hey, Jason seems to be happy in retirement, and he's getting some advice from Shaq, man.
He is.
And Shaq's advice, Shaq's also been making headlines on his podcast. He talked about not opening up to women. We just talked about that a couple of weeks ago, but now he's giving some more positive advice. Still from his perspective, he says, "My advice to you: if you're going to retire, accept it. Enjoy your family, brother." Shaq told Jason Kelce, "I made a lot of dumbass mistakes to where I lost my family and I didn't have anybody. That's not the case for you. So enjoy your beautiful wife, enjoy your beautiful kids, and never dwell on what we had. What we had is what we got. You got the ring. People know who you are. Enjoy, because again, I was an idiot." And I've talked about that a long time. I lost my whole family. I am in an 100,000 square foot house by myself. Damn, that's really motivational, but also super fucking depressing.
That sounds like he just sleeps at like the Staples Center. He's still sleeping at Crypto Arena, like missing the old days.
Damn, I know he's big as hell, but even 7'3",
100,000 square feet.
Yeah.
What is that? Like, that's nuts.
Alone. That's a different level of loneliness. I mean, we talked about him feeling lonely or seemingly lonely about not opening up to women. Now it seems like he's trying to tell people, don't be like me. Don't be an idiot. Jason Kelce don't seem like he's out there in the streets. No. Do you think this is good advice for retirement?
I think it is. Shaq, he's been in the media a good amount too recently, whether it's from All-Star Weekend or just random things that he's been doing with his podcast and other stuff. But I think this is really great advice. We've seen Jordan go away, come back, go away, come back. We've seen Tom Brady.
Talk about Marcus Jordan? Oh, sorry. Jumping ahead.
We'll get to that. We've seen a bunch of different players do that.
Yeah.
Try to step away and then just come back. Tom Brady, most recently in football, for sure. And it typically does not work out that great. And it definitely does have an impact on the personal life. Shaq also, he gave some advice to Dame over All-Star Weekend. He was like, listen, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to Doc, you, and Giannis. If y'all shit the bed, those are the only people that are going to get blamed, so you guys got to make it happen. And you know, I think Shaq is getting to that age where he's becoming really introspective. His kids are grown. Maybe he is lonely. And, you know, sitting with yourself, it can make you rethink some things.
When you said he gave Dame advice, I thought you were talking about divorce advice. Like, I really did. Like, I was like, oh, shit.
No.
Because Dame has said, like, in the media, which has surprised me, like, I'm going through a lot. I'm going through a divorce. There's a lot of change. And I'm like,
Dog, I get it.
damn.
He was with that woman for 10 years.
I mean, they have 3 kids together,
And
right?
yeah, 3 kids, and then you get married, and then 2 years after you get married, it's done. Like, that's got to be a crazy feeling. But I think with Jason, his wife is great. She's been on the podcast, and she's got great character. She's really funny.
Met her on Tinder.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Tinder love stories are the best.
Listen, what can I tell you? What can I tell you? Living example right here.
You need them to sponsor your goddamn wedding, yo.
Nat said that she was going to reach out to them about that. Of course she did. But
you reach out to them right now. Tell them.
No. But, you know, Nat, she is the type of person. Let me tell you this. So maybe last month, I like goobers. Goobers, for anybody that doesn't know, are chocolate-covered peanuts. And so we opened a box up, and we're sharing them. And there's not, like, some of the peanuts don't have chocolate all over them. Like, they're not covered in chocolate. So she writes an email to goobers telling them, giving them, like, the batch number and all this type of shit. And they wrote her back saying, oh, we're going to send you a coupon for, like, some free goobers and things like that. But then they haven't done it, so she's got to follow up with them. She's mad. They're
going to make you work for that coupon.
Exactly. Oh, man. But, hilarious. Yeah, shout out to Tinder for hooking people up.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't get married off Tinder. I'm sure it's, like, less than 1%. So.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, man. But, yeah, you know, Shaq's been opening up on his platform or you know, a little bit, get a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
And, you know, one platform where people open up recently, man, Drink Champs. You know, people get wasted.
Boy.
And they start spilling their guts. And the latest Drink Champ interview, man, hip-hop legend, Benzino.
Hip-hop legend?
I mean, Source Magazine was huge, you know. Maybe not musically, but he made a big impact.
You're right. He's definitely a footnote in history for hip-hop.
The first man with no neck to start a magazine. It's amazing. Black history.
Let's listen to just a little bit of what Benzino went through when he talked a little bit about Eminem on Drink Champs.
Bro, so which one? Fuck Eminem, so bro. Fuck both of them, bro. Fucking Cassidy will kill Eminem in a battle rap, bro. Why do y'all give Eminem so much props? Why? Why do y'all like Eminem? Because he's white? Is that it? What do you mean? Nah, like what? Fuck that. We don't listen to that in the hood, bro.
A few moments later.
I don't got nothing against Eminem. Got nothing against Eminem. They can rap, but I care about us more. I don't want to go through. I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want. For 22 years, every time I do an interview, they ask me about Eminem. The fuck you want me to do? Come on, man. My daughter came into the industry figuring that, hey, I gotta be cool with Eminem because everybody's against my dad. You think this shit is fucking cool?
Damn.
Nah, man. Ooh.
Damn, man. What do you think about them releasing this? This was like a 3-hour-long interview, and they did not hold anything. They showed him, you know, totally do a 180 and start crying and breaking down. Do you think that this is good to release?
You know, there's been a lot of talk about Drink Champs over the years now.
Yeah.
I think they have a really great platform. But in a way, they do take advantage of people. Now, with that said, anyone going on their show knows what the fucking show is.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to get you drunk so that you can spill about whatever it is that they ask you. And they got a pretty high success rate.
Yeah.
So if you go on their platform, you got to be prepared. There should be like training to drink ahead of time so that you know like how to get your tolerance up or something for a couple months before you go on Drink Champs. I don't know, but
training like do the Henny challenge.
Yeah,
like,
do the Henny challenge like once every other week or something like that.
That's terrible advice.
But I think you got to do something. But I think they probably could have edited some of this. I mean, he had a clear meltdown towards the end. Like some of the clips are pretty sad. But he apparently wasn't too upset about it. Yeah. He went on social media afterwards, and he said, talking of in third person is crazy. I see a lot of people laughing at Benzino crying. I don't find that funny at all. I've seen killers get emotional and start breaking down in tears. Crying don't make you weak. Crying is just a human emotion. Yeah. Don't ever get it twisted. A nigga will cry right before he push your shit back.
Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he posted up a meme showing a picture saying reasons why crying is good, and then there's like 10 different reasons listed there.
I mean, I think that's an L. Like in a rap beef, just call it done. I really hope him and Eminem are cool. I think when someone has you crying because you know your own child picks them over you, you lost the beef. So I hope they're able to piece it up. Troy, what did you think about this Benzino interview?
I thought it was pretty sad seeing him just like break down like that. Like at first I was like, oh man, like the transition was very funny, but then when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, this guy's just having a hard time. He's like, you can see him fighting his demons right there in front of everybody. I was like, I don't like seeing that. It's probably healthy to get it out, but like not like that. Now everyone's laughing at you and stuff. Like I'm like, man, like that can only cause more pain.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, honestly, like it is the platform. You know, I'm sure that there are a lot of good moments in this long interview too, and maybe this is was needed for him. Maybe he just needed to be honest. He's been holding this in for 20 years, and he's just tired of people asking him about it. People like bully him on the internet. This is real. Like these are real humans, and I feel like it is good to see someone at least own their emotions. Like I don't cry that much, and I try to be more in tune with my emotions so I can cry more. I mean, drunk crying is never fun, in my opinion. But hey, he has some things to say, and it seems like he's standing by it. So, shout out to him.
I mean, it's just it's sad to see somebody like this. I mean, he's 58 years old.
Yeah,
and this is what he's doing on their platform. I mean, with Nori, I think that they should have probably chopped this up a little bit. Or maybe, ended the interview. We've seen a bunch of people get twisted on their platform.
Yeah. I mean, we talk to people when we're out and they'll be drinking, and it's always a little bit like, you see people who are really wasted, like we can't talk to them.
Yeah, exactly. We literally talk to each other and we're like, nah, skip that person. Yeah. They're fucked up. Or we just cut it out when we were cutting up the clips or something. But I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something a little nasty about taking advantage of people like this.
Yeah, but as you said, people do sign up for it. It is called Drink Champs. And, it's up to you as a 58-year-old man to know how much you could drink. And it seems like he doesn't regret it. So
no.
I think it's good. I think it's positive at the end of the day. Hopefully it brings more peace in his life, honestly. Seems like holding that in for a long time. Hey, we all have our breaking points. We're all human. But I do have a question, man. Would you rather cry on Drink Champs or Hot Ones?
Probably Hot Ones.
Really?
Yeah. Because if I'm crying on Drink Champs, it's like you said, it's drunk crying. It's like I can't control probably what I'm saying and the fact that I'm crying. Like there's no stopping this. and it's the fact that you're drunk, you're going to say some wild shit while you're crying.
Yeah.
But on Hot Ones, you're crying because literally your face is melting. Like, you just need more water to try to get this heat out of your mouth. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I'd have to agree. I mean, honestly, drunk crying is not fun. But I will say, like, crying on Hot Ones because the chicken's too hot or the sauce is too hot, like, that's painful as fuck.
Yeah.
And going through that is also humiliating too. But hey, it's a little bit more understandable, digestible. What about you, Troy? I know this question was primarily for you.
I think I'd rather cry on Hot Ones as well, like you guys said.
Yeah.
Crying when you're drunk, I've never cried, never had that drunk cry, but I've seen a lot of people do it, and I never want to be that. And I, especially now being broadcast to thousands and millions of people, no way.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've had drunk cries before, but I don't think I have.
Yeah. I definitely have, but not like. It's more like being in an argument and crying from drunk, but still, like, it heightens, that emotion. It's not pretty. But hey, the host of Hot Ones, man, he got a hot new girlfriend. Well,
had a hot new girlfriend.
Bro, he had this girl. So Sean Evans from Hot Ones, he was dating this girl, Melissa Stratton.
Yes.
He had her out at the Super Bowl, man, taking selfies, posting on Instagram. I saw headlines. Sean Evans from Hot Ones is dating porn star Melissa Stratton. Mm-hmm. And days later, I saw headlines. Sean Evans breaks up with Melissa Stratton.
It was the next day. It wasn't days later. It was the next day.
Literally. No, you're right, actually. Thanks for correcting me. It was the next day. Oh, my God.
That was the craziest turnaround I've ever seen.
Bro. Yeah, man. She called him out, Adult film entertainer Melissa Stratton called out her ex. Hot Ones host Sean Evans, after the YouTuber broke up with her on Valentine's Day over the phone. She said, don't try to date a porn star if you actually hate porn. Man. Like, do you think she has a point?
No. I don't think this guy hates porn. He probably loves porn just as much as anybody else that normally likes porn. I think the problem is that he didn't really think about the repercussions of dating a porn star.
He broke up with her and then blamed it on the media attention.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he thought about the fact that, everybody knows who I am from the show that I do. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows who she is because she's fucked like 3 guys at once, and anybody can randomly look up the video and pull it up on their phone. Like, he didn't think about that. He didn't think about the fact that Adam22 might reply to a tweet saying, yo, congrats, bro. Her pussy is fire. Like, he didn't think about what was going to happen. And you got to have thick skin for that.
Bro.
You got to have thick something for that. Pause. Like,
bro, he does host Hot Ones. Like, he should have been ready for the fire pussy. Like, come on.
He should have been ready to get burned.
100%. He's like, I'm not trying to get burned like that. Oh my God.
This is sad though. This is sad because I feel like she probably really did like him. And he maybe really did like her, but when it gets too hot in the kitchen.
Bro, she liked going to the Super Bowl because she took all the pictures, posted up on social media. Maybe that was the straw that broke the camel's back. What do you think about him dumping her on Valentine's Day over the phone?
I mean, it's weak. It's weak. But I mean, clearly he didn't have the stomach for this. He just didn't. Like, I think they've probably been seeing each other for a number of months. And, it was coming up on that time, that whatever the window is for them and the dynamics of their relationship, where she was like, listen, are we being serious, or is this just like fucking around? Like, what are we doing? We've been at the Super Bowl together. Like, everybody saw us on TV and shit. Like, what's happening? And he was like, yeah, I'm serious about you. And then the next day he was like, we can't be serious anymore. Like, I just think he wasn't ready.
I mean, she kind of put them all out there with those Instagram posts. She was super happy to be at the Super Bowl. I think people were surprised to see them together. Troy, were you surprised when you heard about them dating?
Yeah, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. I was like, damn, I'm not familiar with her at all, but I do like Hot Ones, so I was like, okay, this is interesting. Good for him. You know, you get a lot of credit for at least trying to do something that, you know, dating like someone who does work in the adult industry seems to be pretty, you know, like you said, you have to have thick skin in order to do that. And, you know, maybe just testing it out. He's like, hey, you know, can this work for me? And, you know, clearly he found out it does not. So I get it.
Do you think the tweet from Adam22 had anything to do with him cutting it off?
I think it had a huge amount to do with it.
Really?
Like, it went viral that Adam22 said that. Now, I mean, that's fucked up to do, first off. But granted, it's true from his perspective, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Bro,
they're in the porn industry. Like, you can't be mad about that.
Bro, Adam22 not only went viral for that tweet, but he replied to his own tweet with the interview on Plug Talk with Lena the Plug and the girl to talk about them having sex. So he went to promote himself using this, and, you know, maybe he watched the video. Maybe Sean watched the video and didn't know that it was this deep.
Dog. This deep. No, there's no way you could date a porn star for however long they were dating. Enough for him to give the go-ahead for her to post on social media, and he's never seen her videos.
Yeah.
Or didn't know what her talents are like. You know, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Honestly, he looks way worse in this whole scenario than her by a long shot.
Why?
Because that's like immature. It's childish. Like you chose to see her. Mm-hmm. You chose to be in a relationship with her. Mm-hmm. Like I just don't.
I mean, could you love someone and accept them for who they are and what they do, and then you find out, oh, you fucked Adam22, and that could change things.
But it's easily Googleable. Like, anybody can go on Google, type in her name in porn, and all her videos are going to be right there. But it's not like it's hidden. It's not like she's only on OnlyFans and he doesn't know who she's with on OnlyFans unless he pays for the video or she shows him. Like, it's not like that. She's a real porn star.
Yeah, but I mean, he obviously wasn't expecting, you know, once they went public to get the attention, the headlines. Maybe people in his family called him. We don't know.
He's a 37-year-old man living the lifestyle of somebody who does interviews with celebrities on a regular basis. If he didn't know or he wasn't aware, then he is either immensely ignorant or he's a bitch.
What?
I'm serious. That's how I view it. I really think he's super weak for this. I really do.
Wow. I don't think he's weak. I think he was having fun. It got a little bit too real, and he pulled out. I mean, to do it on Valentine's Day.
He pulled out. Yo, the double entendres are crazy right now.
I would pull out too, 100%. But hey,
I think she's a really pretty girl. I wish her all the best. I wish him the best too. But you gotta be smarter than this. Like,
I think he was smart. I think he was smart in cutting it off when it got too hot. I mean, he was doing something nice. I think she put it on blast, putting everything on social media that they were at the Super Bowl. Act like you've been there before. You know, she screwed this up. She should have just kept it low if you want to take it serious. She blew it up. He got scared. He's used to being in the media, but he's not used to his personal life being out there. So this is a little bit different.
But at least according to her, she gave the go-ahead. Actually, it was a source. A source spoke to TMZ and said Sean was fine with Melissa posting photos of them from their Super Bowl adventures in Las Vegas.
He was wasted. He in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Doesn't go on Instagram. But hey,
she had a crazy comeback though. She immediately posted a picture with Johnny Sins.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a famous bald porn star, and she's like, "It's okay. I've got a better bald man to get spicy with."
More promo. Hey, we talked about Freddie Gibbs and his porn star baby mom. Sometimes, you know, they don't hesitate to take shots publicly.
Yo, speaking of Valentine's Day stuff, that was a mess too.
Can we not?
Yo, Troy, no, we got to now. You brought it up, Troy. I know you're a big fan of Freddie. What are your thoughts?
Thoughts on what? You have to tell the people what we were talking about.
All right, so for anybody that doesn't know, Freddie Gibbs, he's a rapper, and he was seeing, I can't even remember this chick's name, but she was a porn star as well, similar to this young lady we were just talking about, Melissa. And she alleged that she had pictures of his asshole spread. And this was last year when they broke up. She got pregnant. He didn't want to take care of the kid or claim the kid, all this kind of stuff. So fast forward to this year, 2024, on Valentine's Day, he's got a new baddie, and boy is she a baddie. She is well known on social media, Miss Grenaway. That's all I'll say about her. But they looked very happy. So his ex, she took to social media, and she cashed in on that threat. She did.
She posted his asshole?
She literally posted his asshole.
Oh, man, that's a flagrant foul.
Yeah, that's messed up. That's a revenge porn. We don't do that. You can't do that. I think that's illegal. You cannot do that. And if the roles are reversed...
Troy said we don't do that.
That is wild. Yeah, no, I feel... I think Freddie Gibbs, I think he posted like some rapping thing. He's a very funny person on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, X, whatever you want to call it. So he's always posting these memes and stuff. So he kind of just brushed it off. But that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Unfortunate. I mean, you can't even do revenge porn on a porn star. That's their whole identity. That's their whole lifestyle.
Exactly.
So it's just not even fair for him to be, spreading his cheeks like that in the first place. I think it's a disgrace. But hey, whatever you do in your private life shouldn't be leaked out on the internet. Revenge porn is wrong. But as a rapper, man, that's not a good look.
Honestly, the whole interaction, in revenge porn, I think this was one of the more comical, lighthearted kind of interactions, because when she first posted it, it was funny. When she first posted it, she said, "Spreading love, happy Valentine's Day."
Oh my god!
That's funny. And by the way, her name is Destiny Creams.
Oh man.
So then Freddie, in his response, he quotes one of his song or a Scarface rap, and he says, "I guess I better let her." Now the whole verse is, or the whole line says, "I grabbed her by the sweater. She wants to lick my booty. I guess I better let her."
More, the truth comes out.
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games. I think Freddie's pretty happy with the woman that he's with right now.
Yeah, that's gross, man. Please don't do that again anymore. In 2024, guys, we don't need to see any more rappers fucking body parts. Keep it away from the timeline, please. Yeah. But yeah, speaking of baddies, man, the baddies are out there, man, and they're getting the young stars, man. We saw Amber Rose, man, leave a charity softball game with CJ Stroud, man.
This is, this is not the first 40-plus-year-old woman that we've seen with somebody in their 20s who's fresh to the game, whether it's basketball, football, whatever it might be. Now, Amber Rose and CJ Stroud, they were seen after the game leaving together. Now, it looks like, they were possibly dating. I don't know. If you're at this sort of event together and then leaving together, people jump to conclusions. But Amber, she took to social media, and she says, "We didn't even know each other."
Wow.
She said, "The sprinter left without me, and CJ was so kind to offer me a ride home.
Of course.
Thanks, CJ. You're so sweet."
A true gentleman.
Yo. This is nasty. This is nasty stuff.
I mean,
do you believe this story?
Yeah, of course I believe it. I believe that.
Believe women? Is that what we're doing?
Listen, I believe he invited her. He was a gentleman and said, "Come." I would invite her too. Oh, you have no way to get home? come with me. Come on. You know she was waiting for that ride. You know she could have had a sprinter waiting there for her too. Like she, you know, I think she was obviously, you know, playing the game and trying to bag a young one. I don't know.
Yo, there's a lot of them doing that right now. There's a lot of them doing that right now.
Yeah, what do you think about it, man? You think it's a bad look for the young star for you know Amber Rose or you know we talk about Draya. She's dating who? Jalen Green off the Rockets,
yeah.
Or even you know Marcus Jordan, Larsa Pippen. But I mean he don't got money like that.
Jaylen Brown and Bernice, like it's just. I feel like all these older chicks, they're coming out of retirement. Like their kids are getting to those double digits in age, or maybe even farther along than that. Yeah, maybe they're getting up to like 18 to 20, that sort of range, and they're like, "Listen, I still look good. I still got it. The old tricks still work." And there's new tricks on the market. Yeah. Like that. I think that's what's going on. I really do.
Tricks are for kids.
Yeah, they're going to get some kids from these tricks, all right. That's the point. I mean, before the cutoff happens, like before they start going through, you know, those changes around the 45 to 50 age, why not?
If you were young, if you were CJ Stroud, you know, if you were Jalen Green, if you were Jaylen Brown, would you take any of these ladies seriously? Because they all do look great. They're experienced. They're worldly. They've been, you know, around for a long time. I mean, I'm sure these guys looked up to these girls, you know, on Instagram and on TV. When they were teenagers, before they had money. Do you think if you were in a similar position that you would entertain this type of relationship, or do you think they're a little bit too old and seasoned?
I mean, a relationship, no. Would I have a good time? Absolutely. I've been in the same position under 25. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to be really careful. Like these are certified baby makers. These are certified like trappers. These are certified assassins out here that know how to manipulate rich young men and get a bag
and manipulate other things too. So you know.
Exactly, like it's not. Natalie said I would take Draya.
Yeah, man. F, Mary, kill.
I would.
F, Mary, kill, man. Amber Rose, Draya, and
Bernice.
Because Larsa's obviously going to die.
She's
out
getting
of that
killed.
One.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. That is tough. I'm gonna marry Draya. Okay. That's right on that.
Oh, wow.
See, that's the tough thing. Bernice is bad, but I feel like Amber do some crazy shit. That's a tough decision. I'm gonna say I'm gonna fuck Bernice.
Wow.
And kill Amber. And I got to be honest with you. Amber's getting killed because she got that dumbass tattoo on her forehead. Like you can't. That shit is a turnoff. Everything else, yeah, but nah. What about you?
Man, I gotta go. I gotta agree.
Same lineup.
You can't really lose. Like honestly, that's three killers. I'd hate to kill Amber Rose. That'd be hard. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably go with Draya, Marion. Yeah, Larsa, I had to throw her out of there.
Yeah, she doesn't stand a chance against those three.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair. No. It's out of the age bracket too. She's like 10 years older than them.
True.
They're all like in their late 30s, early 40s. She's like 50.
Yeah.
And her and Marcus Jordan, it seemed like they broke up, but a few days later, they got back together, man.
That's like peak toxic stuff. Either that or it's really just like they playing media games.
I mean, they have a podcast. You know, they're trying to stay relevant. You know, we've seen engagement rumors and them address, you know, MJ kind of laughing it off and saying he doesn't approve them being together and exploit other moments. Yeah, and her housewife co-stars, they're questioning this, man. They think that she's playing with us with these headlines and these breakups. They unfollowed each other off Instagram. She posted these cryptic Instagram quotes.
Of course.
But then they were seen together, you know, days later. Do you think that they're just trying to promote their podcast and stay in the headlines? Because for me, I feel like this whole relationship is manufactured anyway. I think they're, you know, both trying to get some type of attention and clout from it. So I don't trust anything that comes from them.
Yeah, I don't know. I really find find it's kind of strange. I mean, in normal relationships, does it happen where you break up and then there's a holiday or you have plans together and then maybe you come together because y'all still want to be with each other, but it's not working or whatever? I don't know. Maybe. But they unfollowed each other on social media. You know, in Hollywood, in celebrity world, when you do that, it's like, that's a death sentence. It's over.
For real. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's just weird that, like you said, she's 50 years old. He's 33. Her co-stars on Real Housewives, they're in their 50s. Like, why are we playing these games?
Yeah.
Either y'all are broken up or you're not. Either you're together or you're not. Either Mike said he don't support your relationship or he does. Like, something's got to give.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first saw they were broken up, I was like, thank God, because I'm tired of talking about it.
I was like, dang, you were right. They did not even make it to the summertime.
But they got us, man. They got us. They said, psych, we back together, not married, but still making headlines, still trying to milk this throughout the 2024. You know, hopefully, I don't even know. I don't care about them. Hopefully we stop talking about them this year, but...
I don't see that happening.
Yeah. 2024 is off to a hot start. You know, last time we had the live stream, we talked about Apple dropping their Vision Pros.
Yeah.
And now that it's been released, you know, it's been a couple of weeks, and you know, Apple gives a 14-day, you know, return. They have a return policy that allows people to 14 days to return the product. Now, people were spending $3,500 on these headsets, and we showed a video last week of the capabilities and talked about whether or not we can find, you know, ways to use this. And it seems like a lot of people, you know, they don't know how to use it, or they don't know where it fits in their life. They don't think it's worth it. You know, they're having some vision pains.
Yeah.
You know, and people have been outspoken, like on social media, you know, and saying, oh, now that the 2-week period's over, I'm shipping this back. I'm getting my $3,500 back. Do you think a lot of people are going to be returning their Apple Vision Pros?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if it's so much because of the usability of the product, because I think there's definitely ways you can figure out how to use it. It has a lot of really cool features, but I think it's a combination of the price point and then some of the other aspects. Like, people are talking about headaches, motion sickness, the weight of the device, because it's all the weight is on the front of your head, so it puts like strain on the back of your neck. They talked about like people having issues with blood vessels in their eye and things like that. It's just, you know, I think with all of these different technological advances, it takes a little while for it to be tested enough and make adjustments and things like that for it to really be adopted. We'll see with this, but the price point is high. Honestly, I thought about getting one and returning it too, but $3,500, I'm good.
Getting one just to return it?
Yeah.
For what? What would
try it out.
That? You can can't you go to the store and try it out?
I don't want to try one that everybody's been wearing and shit. Like, that's nasty.
I feel you, man. I feel like going through the hassle of putting up $3,500 just to return something. I would never do that.
Dog, don't you? Everybody's on credit cards. What are you talking about? The United States Americans have like $1.2 trillion in credit card debt.
Yeah. So what, man? It doesn't justify wasting my own time and messing around with Apple. I don't trust them, man. Honestly,
no.
You know, like I didn't really see a use for the Apple Vision Pro when it first came out, and I still really don't. But I knew this was a bad idea when I was watching Joe Budden's podcast, and I saw Ice with that goofy shit on his face. Yo, I swear to God, seeing him with the Apple Vision Pro,
the whole episode.
Yes, for like 3 hours with that shit on, and this motherfucker still like checking his phone even though he has a computer on his face. It's just like, yo, Apple stock like dropped 25% that day. I was like, this shit is corny officially, because officially Ice put that on his face. But I don't know, man. A lot of people are complaining also about there's no like killer apps. Like there is pretty much like very limited. There's way more apps on like an iPad and a similar use. And you know, you mentioned like the headaches, people feeling like it's uncomfortable, and for $3,500. And why would you want to, you know, take that headache on? And if you're not able to find more of a use for it, like
that's what somebody said. They said if I'm not using it for productivity, and if I don't love it for entertainment, and if there aren't enough games to play on it, I can't justify keeping it.
Yeah, I don't know. Troy, do you think like they'll make improvements and it'll become more popular in the future, or do you think that I don't know, it's a little bit doomed?
No, I think that definitely, you know, maybe I'd probably give it like maybe 2 or 3 more years, allow them to make some more optimizations and updates, you know, regarding the size of it and everything, the apps and the functionality and how realistic it can be, like in a day-to-day life. I'm sure it'll definitely happen because, you know, when like the iPhone first came out, you know, it was still very new, and yeah, obviously that was, you know, more easily, you could use it easier, but yeah, I think it's just still new. I think it's like kind of like a cool little test, you know, kind of beta test it out. People can, you know, see, you could look at it, and then they get all that feedback, use it, and then make changes in a few years, and then it'll probably be better.
Yeah,
they got to get like the design right. Like you can't have something that big with a whole string and a battery pack. Like that's just not the world we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're trying to make a new world. You know, that's the thing. Like this, they showed the FaceTime video of this shit. Like they've put like a cartoon version of the person who's wearing the headset out for the person you're FaceTiming. So it's just like
stupid as
you see
hell.
the video of the person you're talking to, but for the person who does not have the Apple Vision on, they just see like this weird looking like it looks like
a Wii character.
No, not like a Wii character. It just looks like a weird like ghost version of the person. Like it's not good. So they have to make a lot more improvements. I don't see this taking off this decade. I think, you know, it's a good iteration of it, but at that price point, at that uncomfortability level, and also there's no direct like use in that people's day-to-day life, and I can't think of a professional use for it the way, you know, restaurants and other people use iPads. You know, they use iPads for a lot of things still, even if it's not being used as a personal device.
Listen, man, be careful. They're gonna put those engineers to work, and they're gonna figure it out. The UX designers and all them people, they're gonna figure that shit out. There was a video on Twitter about when the iPhone first came out. And Steve Ballmer, he was talking about it. He was like, "Oh, this doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no keyboard, blah blah blah. Like all these different things." And now look at us today. Yeah. Everybody's using.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. You know, look at Google Glass, but Google's different with hardware. They try things. They don't put everything into it. Apple's heavy on hardware. You know, they're not successful in everything that they do, but most things they have been. I think this is.
They're gonna figure it out.
I don't know. They'll figure something out, but I think the way that it's like packaged now.
Make the glasses smaller. Make the glass. They could still be big lenses. They could be big lenses, but they got to look like regular glasses. They can't look like I'm trying to go to the fucking moon right now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I've been thinking VR was the future for a long time. This is like a VR headset, but a little bit different. But hey. The future's here because in Berlin, we have our first AI brothel, man. They're calling it the Cybrothel, actually. Cybrothel, man. And this Berlin Cybrothel operates like a traditional escort business. You know, they have private suites that can be booked for a few hours or overnights, and clients choose their companion from a list of seductive names like Bimbo or Miss Smith. Bimbo.
That's anybody that finds Bimbo seductive has a problem with them, like a mommy problem.
Excuse me. Anybody who goes to the Cybrothel probably has a problem.
For real, you can stay right at home and Google Melissa Stratton. You don't have to go.
Listen, the owner of the Cybrothel says if you are here, the only person who can judge you is yourself. So that's a way to sell it. But yeah, so they actually have real life sex dolls that instead of human sex workers, and so all the sex workers, you know, are the sex dolls. They can't move or speak, but clients interact with them in a virtual realm. using VR headsets and watching immersive 4D porn featuring their favorite sex bot. The robots are replacing us, and they're replacing the hoes. What do you make of this? Do you think that there will be more cyber brothels like around the world? I mean, German engineering.
They're not replacing the hose for the people that can get the hose.
Well, that decreases more and more, sir. Every year.
It does, but no. I mean, I'm sure that this is going to gain popularity. I don't know how many times we've seen all these different movies about the future where there's like robots and things like that, and people are having sex with them in relationships and stuff like that. It is the future, but it's not my future. This is just.
We not going there for your bachelor party, bro? Is it cheating if you go to the Cybrothel though? Like, honestly, that's a good question. Like, maybe this is a way to kind of get something off, and not have to deal with another human.
I'm not trying to get anything off on an AI while I wear VR glasses. This is crazy. No.
I mean, it depends. Like, honestly, if this gets a little bit more popular, I feel creeped out about sharing with other customers. That's kind of really gross to me. And also fucking with the headset on just ain't sexy. Like, I don't know, but I do think that this will attract people who were afraid to like go to regular brothels. And I do think that this trend will be picked up in other places. I believe by next year we'll have one here in the U.S., man.
I'd love to know what the price point is on this.
Yeah, that maybe it's cheap. Maybe it's like $60 for 2 hours.
That's just nasty, though.
It's a little nasty.
It's real nasty.
Yeah, but they're saying no one
I don't
can
even
judge
like
them.
going to the movie theater. Like, I don't. There's no way. No.
But you like going to the strip club?
Once a year. It's not like a habit.
I mean, that's an expensive habit.
Yeah, but no, I'm good.
Troy, do you think that this is going to become more popular with technology?
Yeah, I think it will attract like a very specific niche audience of people who are, like too socially awkward to just, go get an escort or something.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of those times whenever those like escorts have those exposés, they're always talking about how like half the time the people are just want someone to talk to. I feel like with these AI, with these cybrothels, you're losing that like human connection that a lot of these people need. So, yeah, I don't think that it will. I think it'll attract people who are like, too far. I don't want to say too far gone because that sounds like weird or depressing, but like the people who probably wouldn't be confident enough to go to like an escort or something.
I think it's gonna devolve into like the deviants.
Yeah.
Like the people who want to go in and like pretend they're like killing somebody and then having sex with a dead body or something like that. Like, I think it's gonna go in that type of direction.
Wow, that's a good idea, man. Look at you being creative.
I'm just saying, like, because you obviously can't do that to a real person, not legally, but to an AI, they don't have like protections.
Yeah.
Should they? No.
It depends. It depends.
Oh
on
my God.
Do they have consciousness?
No, they
we
don't.
Not at this point, but
They
in
will
the future.
never have no fucking consciousness. I'm sorry.
You don't think so?
No. That's offensive to humanity. No, but I agree. I think it will become, a thing. I think, Berlin's just ahead of the game, especially when they have like, I don't know, are able to sync up like dolls or human like, I don't know, sex dolls to the AI. Like if they have better technology and like, I don't know, some type of feedback that could stimulate men, because women right now have all the cool sex toys. Men, we just got our hands. There's other things, but hey, I think this is gonna be big. I mean, we talked about people marrying AIs. We talked about people marrying sex dolls. So now we're seeing the combination of the two.
Dolls and dogs.
We ain't talking about that. But I think we've been ahead of the game in kind of monitoring this and how it's affected society, and people have married themselves, they married AIs, they married sex dolls. So I think it's going to become more popular, especially as people they they are a little bit more lonely now than they have been in the past. I think COVID kind of really impacted people socially, and the more people like are using this technology, this VR technology, it kind of is antisocial in a way. So people have human needs, and this might be an easy way to get one off. And I do think people who don't want to cheat on their spouse, this is maybe a little bit better than going to the strip club, because hey, as you said, you could be more creative in the virtual space. I mean, maybe you don't want to, and also, do you think it's cheating if you go to the virtual sex club?
I mean, I don't think so, but I don't think going to the strip club is cheating either. Like, I think, everybody sets the boundaries on their relationship and the expectations and stuff, but I think it depends on if the person that's going to the AI cyber brothel is in love with the artificial intelligence. Like, are you in love with the robot? Then it's cheating. Then it's cheating. It doesn't matter if the robot can't love them back. It's you love the robot? No, you're cheating on me.
Damn. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's cheating, but yeah, it's dependent. I don't know. I wonder if it would be widely seen as cheating. Like, women, let us know. If you were dating a guy and he went to the cyber brothel and banged a sex doll with a VR headset, would you consider that cheating, or would you just be too disturbed to even want to know that information? Let us know. Yeah, this stuff is interesting, though. I mean, I do think it's better to go to the brothel than to actually marry an AI, but hey, people are, they need companionship, to say the least.
Oh my goodness.
Some people need more companionship to even afford to live. This one couple in Virginia, they say, this woman says, I live with my husband and my boyfriend. Polyamory is the only way we can afford a house. Now, this is not Adam22 or Ian Gary, the UFC fighter. This is a different couple or throuple.
Yo, that's a crazy, like, we'll talk about it. Let's continue. So the polyamorous woman, she spoke to Jennifer Martin. She spoke to the Post, and basically what she said is that their living situation has been a financial blessing amid soaring inflation, given that there are now 3 working adults to split the costs. She said that she and her husband, Daniel, they definitely struggled financially before Ty moved in. Housing was particularly bad in their area. They live in Richmond, Virginia.
Oof.
Please. They've been married since 2008.
Damn.
And
the recession.
And they have 2 children together.
Wow.
Now, in 2015, the couple decided to open up their marriage and try polyamory. 3 years later, Jennifer met Ty, who's 33 years old, and he quickly became her boyfriend.
Damn, that's a crazy 7-year itch to bring a dude in. I hear about that, but that's a pretty extreme version.
Dude, it's nuts. So just before the COVID pandemic, they decided to welcome Ty into their home, and he would help split the rent. The 3 of them pay $1,500 a month, and he pays $700 for his share.
Yo, that's crazy. He pays almost half, and he's the third guy, the boyfriend.
He's one person paying half of their rent, and it's 2 of them plus their 2 kids. How does that add up?
He's the dad now, man. He walked in there. I'm the captain now. I'm paying half of the rent. I'm sure he gets first dibs on the wife.
I want to know what they do where they can't afford $1,500 a month.
Crack. I don't know, man. But like, do you think that this is going to be, more popular? We talk about the rise of polyamory and also the rise of housing costs.
Dog, this husband is a cuck, or he is also gay. Like, or bi or something. Like, there's something else going on in this scenario, because from a money standpoint, this doesn't add up. They said that it's not just the cost of rent that's become less of a burden. Jennifer and Daniel pay for the groceries, and Ty pays for the utilities and Wi-Fi.
Damn.
Wi-Fi is expensive, and utilities are also expensive. He's become close enough to their kids that he occasionally pays for their expenses as well.
Wow, he's a real man.
He is taking this man's family from him, and he's letting it happen.
Wow. I have a song I wanted to play. I don't even know if I can get to the chorus before like getting flagged, but it just reminded me of this.
Call me when your nigga ain't around.
Damn.
So just hold it steady. I'll give it to you. Don't fight, don't argue. Second place always got a whole lot to prove. So whenever you get in the mood, just call.
Boyfriend number 2.
That's a classic.
Yes,
That's a classic.
Boyfriend number 2 came in to pay rent. Yeah, they say that they make an annual income of $155,000.
That's the two men.
Oh, yeah?
Daniel and Ty, yeah.
Damn. Well, you know, I guess you need to have, you know how they have running back by committee? They have dad and husband by committee. That's what they're doing. Sometimes you need two.
Dude.
But yeah, they actually were able to buy a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home for $325,000. Now, do you think that Ty has his own room? Do you think they got bunk beds? Like,
no, I think Daniel, the husband, has his own room.
Oh damn! I think he sleeps on the couch.
Oh
Even
my
if they have
God.
a bedroom, they're like, no, that's for the dog.
This is nuts. Like they bought a house for $325,000. They make $155. The math just does not add up. Like, you can afford this home.
I don't know, man. They have other habits, and it's working out for them. I mean, shit. Would you ever entertain this type of situation?
Please, dog, get the fuck out of here. There's no.
Not
even with a woman.
I was gonna ask.
Not even with it. No, there's absolutely no way.
Damn.
It's hard enough dealing with one. Trust me. Like two? No.
Oh man.
No, it won't happen. It won't happen.
Yeah, Troy. Do you think that this will be more of a popular trend with the rise of polyamory and the cost of living?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Wow.
No, I think maybe there might be like roommate situations that, you know, maybe they might hook up, but I don't think it'll be like a whole polyamory type relationship thing. I personally don't think so.
It is in Brooklyn right now, so a lot of people are polyamorous.
Maybe it's location specific. We got Brooklyn, we got Richmond.
I think it's going to be more popular. I think, you know, housing costs are going up and polyamory is going up, and, you know, it's like either hook up with another guy or just be by yourself and grab a VR headset and a sex doll.
But get this. So that isn't it with those three. Jennifer has two guys, essentially. Nope. Daniel, her husband, and Ty, the boyfriend.
Yes.
Now, Daniel also has a serious non-binary partner that he sees once a week. And Ty is in a long-distance relationship with a partner who's in Pittsburgh and occasionally hooks up with other people and dates other people locally as well.
Wow.
Nobody's loyal.
They're polyamorous. They're loyal to the rent and holding down the household, but they do other things.
And get this, Jennifer said, I have 2 more casual relationships as well with a woman and a man who both also date each other.
I hope none of them get any STDs because everyone's getting it.
Oh, yeah, it's a wrap. 5 people are getting it. 6, maybe more.
That shit multiplies because you know those other people.
Exactly.
It's a whole network.
Exactly.
Damn, it's like a gang, man. You know how when you watch like the gang movies and like the cops like have like the fucking whiteboard up and all the pictures of everyone connected? That's like their relationship, yo.
Oh dang, I can't remember what it's called. There's like a name for that with the string connecting everything, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's their relationship, man. It's like, how do you keep track of that shit? But hey, they find a way, and I don't know. I don't know. I know that this would not be for me. I'm more of a one-on-one type of guy myself, or just be by myself. Like, I would feel like a real bitch if I had to bring another man in to pay rent.
That's nuts.
That's worse than asking money from the government. Like, I can understand that. You know, we have things in place when, you know what I mean, for when you fall on hard times. But you got to bring in a whole other man. I mean, maybe if you're already polyamorous, it makes sense. But, you know, what do you think about, like, their kids, like, growing up with the two dads and having all these other adults in the situation? Do you think that this will just be normal for them, or do you think that it might be a little bit weird?
I don't
It takes a village.
I think I think those kids are going to be real confused. Like I think that all the adults that they're learning from are sexually fluid. And I think that's going to lead to I don't know. So a lot of learning that has to happen, and a lot of questions and confusion, and I don't know.
I feel for them, but hey, you know, maybe they'll get more of an allowance now. Maybe it'll lead to a better life. Who knows?
From Uncle Ty.
Maybe Ty, you know, he's a little bit more athletic. He could teach them how to hoop. Who knows, man?
But even aside, like, put the sexual stuff aside. If I had kids, I wouldn't want, like, somebody else moving into the house with them.
Unless it's like a nanny.
Even then, it's like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you gotta be careful around kids.
Of course, you know. Of course. I mean, this guy could be a babysitter. I don't know, but the more the merrier. They seem to be happy.
Clearly for them.
Let us know, guys. Would you be down for a polyamorous relationship so you can afford to live? Would you be okay with this? And what do you think about their situation?
Dog, if I'm doing this, there's no way I'm doing it to live in Virginia for a $300,000 house. Like, I better be in Manhattan in a penthouse that costs like $2 million, and we making it work. We got roommates. Like, it's got to be that type. There's no way.
Yeah, this is
brokey behavior. Like, I don't like.
Yeah. I agree.
Just start an OnlyFans.
No, nobody wants to see that. Like, keep this private.
Yeah, they were not that attractive.
But hey, they found a way to get their dream house. Just had to, get another person. I mean, if you're already doing that relationship-wise, why not make it something more permanent? Yeah. You want to create the best environment for your kids. Maybe this will work out. I wouldn't be open to it, obviously, but maybe
they've been doing it for a while though.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Since the pandemic. That's 4 years.
Yeah. I mean, they've been together since 2008. So they've seen some ups and downs, I don't know. But one last story of another couple who they weren't able to get married because the bride, she was caught smashing the groom's uncle 30 minutes before the ceremony started. Now, one of the bridesmaids, posted on Reddit this story. So she goes, so my friend Dana was supposed to be getting married this past Sunday. The wedding got canceled and things have gotten crazy. The Redditor went on to say that Dana, 29, was due to wed her high school sweetheart, Josh, who is 32. Now, them high school sweetheart relationships, they don't usually last. In the lead up to the nuptials, Dana had purportedly been acting like a bridezilla, ordering all bridesmaids to buy $2,000 dresses and attend a destination bachelorette event. That's a lot of money.
$2,000 for a dress is crazy. Like a bachelorette dress? Fuck out of here.
Or a bridesmaid's dress.
Yeah, bridesmaids. There's no way. That's crazy.
That is a lot of money, So, she said it had to be about 5 minutes before the wedding. And the maid of honor came over to tell me that the wedding was canceled. The shocked bridesmaids asked what happened, to which the maid of honor responded, Dana was having a quickie with Josh's uncle in the room. Josh called them.
How did he even catch them? Because he's not supposed to be looking for her before the wedding.
He must have knew something was going on. I mean, you can only imagine. I mean, that this had to be something that was going on before the wedding. You don't just smash someone for the first time before you get married, right?
Yo, this is crazy. She said that the maid of honor told her to run, and that she was just trying to get as many people out before things exploded. She made it sound like it was an actual bomb there. Like, what is happening?
Man, then afterwards, the bride, she asked all the bridesmaids to help her pay a $5,000 cancellation fee for the venue. And the bridesmaid said, hell no.
Yeah,
she
there's
told her
absolutely
off.
no way.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, man, like Josh, man, he was saved by his uncle in a way. But I mean, how would you react to the situation if your uncle was smashing your bride beforehand? Would you just cancel it? Would you want to fight your uncle?
I don't know. It's hard to put my feet in those shoes right now. It's like, nah, I don't know, man. I feel like I'd probably be so disgusted, like I would just leave.
Yeah.
Because I felt like if I would probably be so mad if I didn't leave, something bad would happen.
Yeah.
So you have to remove yourself from the situation.
I mean, something bad was happening. Well, maybe it's something good. They might have been really enjoying themselves.
What do you think, Troy?
No, I think like you said, I would be disgusted. I even want to think about it. To be honest,
Yeah,
I'm just like, nah.
That's what I'm saying.
I just leave.
Yeah, this is terrible. I don't want to fight. I'm sorry. I spent all this money, and this is what you do to me. Someone's gonna feel something. And since you already feeling that, bow. Yeah, one of them folding chairs. Sorry, this is turning to WWE.
Dang, you gonna beat the uncle down?
I mean,
55 years old.
Hey, you know what? He's not 65. He's not a senior yet. Hey, you could smash my bride. Then
AARP age is 55. But I feel you. Yeah, I would have to leave. That's crazy though.
Yeah,
this is a really crazy story.
Shit. I wonder how often people like try to cheat before they actually get married, like on both sides.
My thing is like, what kind of degenerate are you? Like, it's not just, all right, you've been cheating through the relationship. You're still cheating when you're about to get married. But to cheat on the wedding day is like...
self-sabotage.
You got a sickness. Like this, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it is like, you're afraid of making this lifelong commitment. So you subconsciously do some fuck shit. The horny wins
Literally.
Again. Yeah. I just want to know how it even started. Like, to me, it's like pretty obvious that they probably had something established beforehand. It's like, oh, one last time. Like, but that's nuts, man. You gotta have.
They would have to. I mean, for them to do this off the just off the meat, like pause, like off the I just met you. I'm having a breakdown. Let's have sex. That would be insane. That would be even worse.
Damn. Yeah. That's why you got.
He dodged a bullet though.
Yeah.
But it just sucks for him because high school sweethearts, that means he wasted like 15 years of his life.
Yeah, he's still only 32. I mean,
only 32, but that's 15 years.
So what?
And those 20s, those are important years.
Yeah, but I'm sure he learned a lot from this experience.
What do you learn in that though?
That who's not for you. Like, it's better than learning after the fact.
That's
for
true.
Sure. Like,
that is true.
But a lot goes into weddings, especially when you asking people to spend thousands of dollars to participate. I can only imagine the overall cost. But hey, divorce is more expensive. So, like, depending. So you don't want to take things further. I thought this was a crazy story.
I'd love to know what they look like.
Yeah, me too.
Because the numbers that they're talking about, like $2,000 for a dress and a destination bachelorette, like all this kind of stuff, they sound like they got money.
I don't know.
They sound like crazy rich people problems or something.
Yeah, but it's like trailer park behavior, so you never know. You never know. People all shapes and sizes get married and screw themselves over. But let us know, guys.
Or screw the uncle.
Do you know anyone who's cheated with someone else's family member? Let us know. I think that's pretty low, but hey, people are human.
Things happen.
Yeah, I'd be pissed, but obviously, like, I'd be fine with it. Like, who would say that? Oh, man. But yes, next week we'll be back, for our last Black History Month episode of the year.
Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
What do you have? You have any? Wait, don't we have an event next week?
Oh, Industry Link.
Yeah.
New York City.
Shout out to Industry Link.
Yeah.
We're gonna be out there. I'm going to the city tomorrow for a happy hour. I'll be there on next week for another happy hour plus the industry link. Yeah, you know that's the only way I'm going to the city for work.
Happy hour. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Shout out to industry link. Shout out to Joe. That'll be fun. Yeah, man. We got a lot planned coming up for the year. You know, it's just about to get warmer soon. We got spring in a few weeks.
Yes, indeed.
Man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. You know,
I'm ready for the second half of the NBA season too, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Buckle up, guys. Doc Rivers, he's just warming up. But yeah, you know, we'll be back next week, guys. So don't forget to like this video, you know, like the other videos that we published, you know, the shorts, share it with your friends, and follow, subscribe on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, Facebook. We're everywhere, Twitch. So keep up with us.
Get your content going.
Hell yes. And we'll be back next week.
Peace.
Peace.